And I will address the next step, how to make things happen, and not only to talk about with PowerPoint, but with some project action, and maybe some kind of governance issue that was raised by some speaker before. So I will just go about the title of each slide, because if not, we do not finish tonight. So we could read that reforming the health system is a necessity. It was already mentioned by a lot of speakers before me, so you could see why here. Secondly, it's not only for government or citizens, but for all the stakeholders. We need to connect people, products, services, and the role of the healthcare authorities there is a different dimension: political, legal, organizational, and education, obviously. And then we will, if we have time, speak a little bit about the type of incentive that could make some kind of difference in this world. Why ICT? Because it's only, if I could say so, an enabler, a tool for transforming healthcare. You can see here some kind of elements, the major reason because we have to use the ICT. And the third bullet is maybe of interest to overcome barrier. One of these barriers are that ICT is a tool to rebalance the respective roles of each stakeholder, not only patient and healthcare professional, but all the chain of stakeholders. And last point was also mentioned by Tom and my neighbors too. It's not, ICT in health is not a place of non-right. We need to protect individuals and control the status of information delivered, to check and to control. We have, everyone has a lot of expectation regarding ICT. Here you can see some of them regarding health. The last bullet is, I do not agree with some speech before. We probably could not make the cost less than for the time being. One of the most important part is maybe only to be able to master the cost, maybe not to reduce it. If we could master, it will be a huge progress from now. But ICT in health is fine, but it's maybe the visible part of the technical iceberg. It's more difficult, it was also mentioned earlier, to change the culture than to make some kind of good, very pretty, innovative Web 2 system for health. For that, we need cooperation, and then in this cooperation, we need exchanges, and we need IT system, and so on and so forth. And so ICT is necessary condition, but not a sufficient one, especially in the world where expectation of the citizen and the patient are really a most important thing. And by the way, in health, maybe we have the less professional word in ICT, and the users and patients right now, they are able to get e-services all around the world, all around the domains, and health for the time being is a little bit behind this, even if we could have a lot of very nice video on this issue and some very, very nice exception running all the day live, but not for all people. And so how to manage the next step? We need to overcome the lateness of this domain. We need to be able to set up some kind of return of investment, but it's very difficult because the specific added value is very, very difficult to isolate, and the winners are not always the one who makes a lot of efforts. And so we need to have a long-term view. It was also mentioned already. Short sustainable outcome could be not the solution. We need to build upon reusable building blocks, and I will speak, if I have time, about some of them. We are part of Europe, and then we need to cooperate because the challenges, the problems are the same, even if the systems are very, very different, and the legislation and regulatory issues also are different. So it's not so easy, but closer cooperation could help us. There is a lot of already work made at the legal level, regulatory one, and even some kind of communication together with the Commission. You can see here some of them. It's very important for us in health because, as I repeat, health is a national prerogative, but nevertheless, cooperation is a key issue. And then to make progress, we have set up some kind of brainstorm working group. And then to go into action, there is, you may have heard about not the framework research and development program, but the SIP one, Competitiveness and Innovation Program, who launched some large-scale pilot project. You have heard about in security session about the STORK one, in another session about the people one, and there is another one in health. The name is EPSOS, together with a thematic network, the Calliope one. I do not have time to go too much in this, but EPSOS is for European Patient Smart Open Services and not emergency like SOS. There is some kind of very important features. It's the first time that at EU level, the Ministry of Health of 12 countries signed a contract together to work and to make into action with some competence centers and together with over 33 industry firms and a research center, and with all the stakeholders liaison in the center of this. So it is to deliver some kind of elements that I already focus on, especially two particular eHealth services and not only application, for having a summary of electronic health patient record all over Europe, and secondly, to be able to reuse e-prescription or having e-dispensation in another country. This is a project that we could speak about a little bit more. One of the interesting features is to be able to use and reuse international standards and not only norms on the shelf, but really using this in being able to anticipate some kind of negative consequences of this new system for people who are running a legacy system. But it's very important to focus on interoperability. And in another session regarding security and eID, we are working with the other projects already mentioned, like STORK, in order to be able to identify not only the citizen, but also the patient. In some country, you may know that it's not the same. You can identify a person, an insured person or patient. You also have to identify healthcare professional organization, as well as other elements. Obviously, we need to have in mind that the most important feature that I didn't mention, but it was in my slide, was trust, because security is part of the game, but trust is a more important one. And for that, we need to focus on a lot of things that I do not have time to go through. But the added value of this closer cooperation is also if only the expectation of all the stakeholders are met. And for that, there is a difference behind expectation of citizens. They are not the same of the expectation of patients. Just for you to know that you do not have the same relationship with security and trust if you are in a good condition